group. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How you doing? Go ahead and grab your seat. La, 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 la. We're excited. Good to see you. How you guys hanging in there? Are you guys a bunch of popsicles?
No. Yes, I'm freezing right now.
The answer is no, and the reason is something that I am very sorry about. As you know, we had to cancel our sledding day this last weekend. I was very sad. I know you were very sad.
No.
I see tears. I'm so sorry, guys.
No,
This
I
is
was actually relieved.
relieved. Tell me about that.
I had a basketball tournament. I would have missed it.
Oh, I see. You didn't want to miss out. So because it got canceled, you might be able to make the next one.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Real talk, I haven't made the date of the next attempt at a sledding day yet. We're working on it. Don't worry. We're going to make it happen. But I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry we had to miss this last one. That's a big deal. So to make up for it, I'm going to show you something else I probably have to apologize for, because it's the bad joke of the day, and it's not really a joke, so let's see what happens. Crazy? Isn't that weird? Like, okay, so that's weird in the sense that, do you guys know what a palindrome is? Right. What is a palindrome?
My name?
Your name is a palindrome. Your name is not palindrome, Hannah. Your name is a palindrome, yeah. So a palindrome is something that's spelled the same forwards and backwards. Now, this is not a palindrome. But it's almost cooler than a palindrome, because you like flip the word upside down. It's like, isn't it cool? I can see your brains are like really enjoying this. I should bring like brain puzzles after the. So okay, real talk. The bad jokes of the day are almost done. We've got a few more weeks of them, and then we don't have any more left. And so maybe I'll have to see if I can track down some like brain teasers or something. We can do that at the beginning. That's true. We will have been done with the bad jokes of the day. We can move on to average jokes of the day, and then we can move on to good jokes of the day. And I hope we never get there, because you all will probably throw tomatoes at me by saying, that's not a good joke, that's a bad joke, Ryan. Because all of your voices are that high.
Bad joke of they can continue
That's
the
how it
bad
works.
joke.
I just got stuck there today because I had to do like an impression for a hen,
And then your voice just stayed here.
it was there for like, it was ridiculous.
Anyway, so guys, as you know,
My voice went like this and it couldn't stop.
it's time to play some games. Head up to the gym. And if you're on the stream with us today, hang tight, they'll be back eventually.
Me closer and closer. Lately, I get carried away. I've been living too fast and end up sleeping too late. And patience is wearing off on me. I've been learning to stop and I've been learning to wait. And maybe I lost who we are. I jumped to the end when that's not how we lived it. And maybe the sound of your heart gets stuck in my head, so I can't forget. When it was only us. When it was only us.
try to remember. But when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed. I don't know.
Hanging on for love, for you, you. I can't get enough of you, you. Feel that love, can you feel that love? Feel that love, it's unconditional. Fill it up, go and fill it up. Fill it up, something spiritual. You know there's something in the water. Something in the water, so something in the water. You got that flame getting out of. Flame getting out of, flame getting out of. Something in the water. Something in the water. You know there's something in the water. Something in the water. There's something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something. I'm diving in deep into you. Everything I need is you. Feel that love, can you feel that love? Feel that love, it's unconditional. Fill it up, go and fill it up. Fill it up, something spiritual. You know there's something in the water. Something in the water, so something in the water. You got that flame getting out of. Flame getting out of, flame getting out of. Something in the water. Something in the water. You know there's something in the water. Something in the water. There's something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something. Something in the water, something in the water. You got that flame getting out of. Flame getting out of, flame getting out of. Something in the water. Something in the water. You know there's something in the water. Something in the water. There's something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something in the water. Something. Something in the water. Something in the water.
Whoa, yeah, walking around looking sad for. This the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard. Walking around looking sad for. This the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard.
Hey, try to post, put you on a poster. Try to post, put you on a poster. Ay, try to poster, put you on a poster. Try to poster, put you on a poster.
Pull the strings like Guitar Center. Got the juice like the bartender. Slap the hate off the backboard. Any tribe got a star center. Forever young like Bart Simpson. This arson and the art did it. God got me, he all in it. The flood came in the ark with it. Yeah, 24 with the grind jack power. Lord of the Rings, 2 towers. See the dread on my head, rockin' power. Blessing rain down in showers. If I mess up, that's a lesson. I get educated. Yeah. All my stressing come from blessings. I can't even hit it. Walking around looking sad for. It's the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard. Walking around looking sad for. It's the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard.
Try to poster, put you on a poster. Try to poster, put you on a poster. On a poster, put you on a poster. Yeah, yeah, on a poster, put you on a poster. Yeah. I'm in my red prime, don't have no spare time. Don't need a headline, cause I got the airtime. In this image feeling swell, I'm at home with myself. It's for the gold, for the bell. Michael Phelps. Stevie Wonder with the fire, shooter when I'm blind. Coming down the court with no defender in my eyes. It's so easy, I've been doing raps since she was 5. It's like ABCs, yeah, just a 5. Hey, God told me to go, yeah. He made me, you did not though, yeah. Always push for the more, hey. Break the backbone.
Walking around looking sad for. It's the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard. Walking around looking sad for. It's the life you asked for. Play the role you cast for. Just slap the hate off the backboard.
Try to poster, put you on a poster. Try to poster, put you on a poster. On a poster, put you on a poster. On a poster, put you on a poster. Yeah. Hey, try to poster, put you on a poster. Try to poster, put you on a poster. Yeah, on a poster, put you on a poster. Yeah, on a poster, put you on a poster. Yeah.
I just wanna see the light. 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 Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light. Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to
I just
Midnight.
wanna see the light. Breathe
Cynthia, how did dodgeball go? It was fine. It was good. How's scatterball? Oh, well, yay, top 2. We'll take that for sure. Good stuff. I always forget. So, have you ever done that where you, like, hang your mask from one ear because you're going to put it back on, and you just, like, leave it there and forget it's there? Nope. This happens to me all the time. And it just, like, looks super tacky. All right. We're going to play a game. This game is called Which is Worse? So here's the deal. I'm going to need you all to stand up. And what's going to happen is there are going to be 2 things on the screen. And you are going to decide which one you think is worse. And if the left side of the screen is the one you think is worse, I want you to travel to this side of the room. What? And if the one on the right, you think that one is worse, I want you to travel to that side of the room, and we will take an entire room-sized poll. Let's take a look at the first options. Which one is worse, cereal without milk or pancakes without syrup? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
I don't like syrup.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Most of you agree that pancakes without syrup is worse than cereal without milk. And that's a landslide. Say what? Yeah, but this isn't talking about peanut butter. It's talking about syrup. Gotta take the question at face value. All right, let's take a look at the next one. We are looking at writing a 5-page book report or reading the book to write about it.
I love both of these things. I love reading. I like writing.
Oh my gosh, I'm in this situation right now.
Which is worse?
Neither of them are worse.
Reading the book or writing the 5-page report? You have to choose one. You have to choose one. You cannot stay in the middle. You guys generally agree, not quite as landslidey as last time, that writing the book report is worse than reading the book. All right, next question. Hot dog with no toppings or chicken nugget with no sauce?
Can't eat a chicken nugget without the sauce.
That's something that they call naked chicken.
I don't do either, Ryan.
Man, you guys are struggling with this. You're like, No, they're not. Neither one are good, but we're asking you which one is worse. You guys generally agree that chicken nuggets with no sauce is worse than hot dog with no sauce, and I think I agree. You guys are wrong. I'm just kidding. It's an opinion question. It's fine. Next question. Hot dogs, clearly. Cold hot chocolate or warm chocolate milk?
It's not even hot chocolate.
That's true. That's
Okay, real talk. Aren't these the same thing?
No.
warm chocolate milk is hot chocolate, but it's milk.
There's only one rule hot chocolate.
What's-
Keep it hot. It's not, it's against the rules to let your hot chocolate cool off.
Actually, no. This is so much worse, though. Like legit, this is so much chocolate.
We have split the room.
That means that it's like.
Middle schoolers, I want you to look at this. We have split the room. We are torn between cold hot chocolate or warm chocolate milk being worse. Now, I still stand by both of these being the same thing. Let's be real. Yeah. Hot chocolate can be made with milk.
Warm chocolate milk is basically curdled.
And usually is. That's literally chocolate flavored milk. Cold hot chocolate is the same thing as warm chocolate milk.
I make mine of water. I make mine out of water. I make my hot chocolate out of water.
I never realized that I was going to start a fight over milk. By the way, I am lactose intolerant and cannot eat dairy. I cannot eat drink milk. I cannot eat cheese. I cannot eat butter. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? I can't eat donuts.
That's like an oxymoron. Cold hot chocolate is an oxymoron. Cold hot chocolate is an oxymoron.
All right, let's move on before I start a riot. Would you rather get a free, or which is worse, getting a free high-rise apartment, but you have a fear of heights, or get a free yacht, but you get seasickness extremely easily?
So much worse because I actually would
Which one is worse?
I would die if I get
Let's ignore the fact that you could sell the thing. 'Cause this is really about benefit to you. All right, quiet down. Noah, explain to me why getting a free yacht but getting seasickness is worse.
worse because apartments, so getting a free apartment. Like it's free, like it's
They're both free, that's the point.
Also, you don't even have to go out in the apartment. Like you can look out there and just like
Yeah, but you're afraid of heights. You don't want to look out there. Okay. So what you're saying is that there are ways around the fear of heights in the high-rise apartment. All right, Paisley, tell me why you think that fear of heights is worse.
I think that getting a fear of heights is worse because then you'll be like scared to even look out your window. But if you get a free yacht and you have seasickness, you can sell the yacht, get some money, and then you can use that money to
Clever, but selling the item is cheating. Cheating. I'm not cheating. This is my game. Jenny.
Okay, but like think about it. When you get a free high-rise apartment, all you have to do is get like a really thick pair of curtains instead of like having to throw a fish off, having to throw Ariel back in the water.
You can't get away from the seasickness, but you can get away from the window.
Thanks, Heidi. I needed that translation. All right, one more, Bella.
Being able to like go tubing and stuff would be so much more fun. You just get over your fear of heights, or you deal with it and you like just sit there and you don't care. But like getting seasickness would like.
So just to be clear, you're telling me that you love tubing so much that you just get on the tube and just be barfing over the side the whole time.
That's why it would be worse.
Wouldn't the fish
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I got it backwards in my head. You're right. Landon, last one.
Barfing up, yes. I just said that to him.
No.
I think it's different. I think the curtain idea is different than selling, because you could also sell the apartment
Okay, besides Brian. Like,
or sublease it. You could like lease it out to somebody else.
you can't sell an apartment. You can't
All right. Everybody find your seat. Everybody find your seat.
therefore you cannot sell the apartment. That's how eminent domain.
Yes, I know.
okay, having bulletproof windows is better than having a constant risk of falling off. Where are you gonna buy bulletproof windows? Okay, you never know. It's 2021.
Menards has everything.
Sorry, I'm setting something up. One sec.
Obviously the dollar store.
Or you can just go to Home Depot. They have everything.
The dollar store has
Menards
more.
Menards is way worse. Home Depot has everything.
The dollar store has cheaper candy.
All right, we're going to generate two names for the one-question interview. First name is Hannah. You were last week. Oh, three weeks ago. Hey, this is entirely random. This is proof that I am not doing bias at all. The fact that more people come up sometimes, that's how random works.
Not how probability works in math.
This isn't math though.
Yes, it is. It's exactly how probability works in math.
Did you just see your kale?
What?
But no, this isn't math.
What?
So.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
He said you're
No.
my favorite Ryan.
And Emily.
This is the first time we had two names picked and people were actually here.
That's right. Sometimes it happens where some people aren't here.
Last week,
You chose 7 different people, but
I know. Yeah, you're right. Last week I went through 7 names and they just weren't here.
Last time you went through like 10 different names.
It was a bunch, yeah. I don't remember. You have to ask them. Do you guys remember if Landon's name was called last week?
Yeah, I think so.
I got a few people who say they think so. So yeah, you missed your chance, man. Should have been here. All right, let's find the question. All right, Hannah, Emily, come on up. Come on up. All right, stand right here. So Hannah, tell us your name.
Oh, I'm Hannah.
Nice to meet you, Hannah. Everybody, nice to meet you, Hannah. You know what? Let me change that. That was a mouthful. How about this? Hi, Hannah. Hi. There you go. That was better. Was that better? Okay. So Hannah, got to tell us, which skill would you like to learn?
I don't know.
Good answer. All right. No. Come on.
To talk in front of people like on stage without.
That's a good skill. All right, give that for Hannah. Well done.
I thought you were gonna say learn how to get a
All right, Emily. Tell us your name.
Emily.
Nice to meet you, Emily. Hi, Emily. Which skill would you like to learn? That was a weird voice.
I don't know.
No?
I have -5 brain cells.
Would you like to learn how to pop a wheelie on your bike?
Sure.
I just made that up right now. You don't have to say yes. How about would you like to learn how to write music for an orchestra?
I'm gonna change that to band because I'm not in orchestra.
Say it again.
I'm gonna change that to band because I'm not in orchestra.
All right, that's fine. All right, go ahead and sit down. Give it up for Emily.
I have an orchestra. We can play it.
All right, as we transition into our lesson tonight, I want us to hear from our good friend, Cool Carl.
Honey, I promise you, once we get that stimulus check, we're going to spend it strictly on bills and student loans. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you at church. Love you. Got a deposit. The stimulus check.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, you like it? Personal shopper got it at Blueberry. Wasn't even on sale. Full price! That's why I refuse to get my nose done in Brazil. Yeah, we're downsizing. 2 vacation homes is a perfect spot. Hey, you gonna come visit my country home this spring? Yeah, wealth! I don't have to worry about anything. I'm rich. Yeah, put Tony on the phone. Who's Tony? I don't know. Yeah, it's a Tesla, so sue me. Don't do that. What's an Uber? Listen, when I said I wanted Supreme Pizza, I meant the brand, not mushrooms and peppers, you peasant. Come on! Yeah, Tony, put 3K down on GameStop. I think it's gonna boom. You see that? That's called wealth. AI. They call me the Elon Musk of East Main Street. Did you just say we dropped the flame line? It's all electric. Stocks. Cryptocurrency. Investments. This puppy goes 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or something, which is nuts. Do you feel that? Oh! You feel that? Oh! That's power, baby! Tony Stark, more Tony Stocks. Heard you're cold. Built-in fireplace. Never get cold. Or burnt. Ow! That didn't hurt, because I'm right. Tesla off. Turn off car. Listen, I'm telling you, you haven't even lived until you've tried yacht jousting. Hey, run the numbers. Where are the numbers at? Hey, Craig, yeah, I think we're taking the mission trip to Bali this year. You down? If I'm not on Preachers and Sneakers this year, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably flip out. What's this all about? They're Hokas. They're like $100 right there. Yeah, they're a little dirty. So what? Try to walk a mile in these shoes. You can't. One way? There's only one way to wealth. Stocks. Only one way to heaven. Wealth, probably not. You're telling me Versace doesn't sell Chacos? Well, get on it. Hey, where do you think Kenneth Copeland gets his planes? His jets. Does he have a jet guy? Does little Kenny have a jet guy? Yeah, I'm looking to get a jet. I need a jet. I want to fly on your moon. Only one way up. One way. Up. To the moon. Stocks. You know the youth ministry budget isn't gone. It's invested. Ever heard of Dogecoin? You're welcome. Who's that? Hey, bud. Oh, he's just pulling the car around. Valet. Okay, hold on. Steve Ferg just opened my DM. Yeah, I heard the new thing's investing in silver. Give me 20,000 pounds of it. No, I'm not going to tithe anymore. I'm rich. Incredible, right? So I can give you my contractor's number. 10,000 plus square feet, all insulated, top to bottom. Water, electricity, the works. 10 acres. Just bought it. Eat your heart out, Matt Damon. We just bought a zoo. Trish, how much are tigers? The white ones. The Bengal. The Bengal. The bagels? Bengal. White Bengal. Get 3 of them. Hey, instead of doing pizza nights, I'm thinking about doing sushi nights. What do you think? Money. Money moves. I don't even have to run anymore because I'm rich. I'll pay someone to do it for me. I'm literally going to pay someone to move my legs. I'm going to lay on my back and have someone pedal my legs like a little baby. Just like this. I'll never have to move again. That's what wealth does. Wealth, prosperity, fitness. You think money grows on trees? Well, it does. Ever heard of mangoes? Money. I'm buying a mango farm in Venezuela. Hey, sweetie, we lost everything. It's all gone. We are in a lot of debt. I did hold, honey. I did. I really did. I don't know. Sell the kid. Who knows?
Let's wrap it up there. Who wants to tell me what Carl did wrong in this video? Right, he said wealth is the way to heaven. It's I know he said probably not. That's, he just wants to make sure. Anyway, Regan. Right, he didn't keep his word. He said he was going to use it for the important stuff, and he just kind of went crazy, right?
He spent more money than he had, and he spent it too fast.
Right, he spent more money than he had, absolutely. I think Carl developed a bad habit. A really bad habit. The habit of always spending money, right? How many of you have seen that happen before? People just go shopping and they go crazy. They're not really paying attention to how much money they're spending. They just know that they're spending money. They're getting stuff. They're buying stocks. By the way, there's a bad habit in there too, but that's not for today. The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about habits. We've been talking about the habits that we make that help us connect with God. And so this week, we're going to talk a little bit about the bad habits in our life. Now, these habits could be a lot of things. They could be biting your nails. They could be daydreaming. It could be checking your phone nonstop or getting addicted to a phone game. I'm sorry. Or it could be spending money a little too much. But here's the deal. We all have bad habits. We all have things that are a little bit of a struggle in our life. So I got to ask, is anybody willing to be a little vulnerable here? Does anybody want to share their bad habit? Ginny.
Okay, this has happened before, but saying some really weird stuff to my friends on FaceTime while I forget I'm muted in class.
Sure, a bad habit of talking when it's out of turn, huh?
Like earlier, I was on FaceTime with Chloe and Emma, and I forgot I was unmuted in my class. And my dog was not barking. I told her, Luna, shut up or I'm going to cook you. And then my teacher asked me to turn my mic off.
Yep, there you go. Emma, did you want to share? Yeah, okay. Yep. Understood. Sure. Yeah, right. So the apps on our phone, they're kind of addicting, so they kind of create a bad habit in us. Shopping, those are two really good ones. Hannah. Right, yeah. Biting nails is a good one. Noah.
I kind of get addicted to looking at my small $200 in my bank and my car savings, and I'm just like, I'm rich, but then it's actually for my car savings.
Watching your money grow and you can't actually use it.
Yep.
Regan, one more.
This is actually, I have two. One is, I watch way too much Netflix, so I'm working on that.
Yep, that makes sense.
Turning it down to it's still like quite a bit. I'm working on it, like 2 hours a day.
Sure, no, I understand. What's the other one?
And then, another is like, every 2 weeks I get $300 to help with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, can we go to the dollar store because I want to buy stuff.
Right, so it's kind of the bad habit of just spending everything you got as soon as you get it instead of saving, yeah?
Not really. It's more like I want to spend the money right away.
Sure, I understand.
But I still like have $50.
No, that makes sense. So I have a few bad habits. Whenever I get stressed, I chew my fingernails. And it's weird. I usually don't notice that I'm chewing my fingernails until I'm like out of fingernail. You know how that goes? Like you're chewing your fingernails and you run out of fingernail and then your finger starts hurting because you're like, why does my finger? Oh, yeah. Oops. I know. I have a little bit of a phone addiction. I have a few games on my phone. Here, let me go do not disturb. There you go. Yeah. Good habit there, going on do not disturb when I'm trying to be with you guys. And I kind of get sucked in, where I often spend too much time playing games on my phone or scrolling TikTok or Facebook or Instagram when I could be doing literally anything else with my time. I see a few hands.
I was going to say that my bad habit is whenever I'm nervous or like focused, I grind my teeth. So
Yeah, there you go. Grinding teeth, that's a bad habit for sure.
school, when I'm playing video games, basically the only time
Sure, anything that's even a little bit stressful. That makes sense.
I don't do this, but does anybody like chew on ice?
I love snow. I love eating snow. It tastes so good.
I don't know if chewing on ice is a bad habit, more of an iron deficiency.
Okay then.
That's what it is, right? An iron deficiency? I don't know, something like that.
I crack my knuckles every
Yeah, there you go, cracking your knuckles. That's a good example. Yeah, I actually can't crack my knuckles. I can't get it to make the sound, and so I got away from that one. I don't have that struggle for sure. All right, guys. So biting your nails, maybe liking spending money a little bit more, cracking your knuckles, probably don't have an impact on your spiritual health. But there are some bad habits that can keep you from growing in your faith. So I'm going to read a few scenarios for you, and I'm going to ask that you just be a little bit more vulnerable just for a minute. We're going to share this together. This is something that we're going to share. And so if something applies to you, stand up and then stay standing. So all it takes is one thing to apply to you, and you're going to stand up, okay? Stand up if you've ever held a grudge. If you've ever held a grudge. Most of them. It doesn't have to be everybody. Okay, hold on. I haven't even reached my main point yet, okay? Let me share a few more scenarios before we move on. Come on. Stand up if there's someone you just can't stand. Stand up if you've ever struggled to forgive someone. Stand up if you've ever struggled to ask for forgiveness. How about if you sometimes do things that hurt others or hurt yourself and you just can't seem to stop yourself? Stand up if you make time for movies and video games but you struggle to make time for God. All right, go ahead and sit down. The Bible uses the word sin to talk about the bad habits that we have in our life that harm us spiritually. These are the things that we do that hurt others, that hurt ourselves, and hurt God. Here's the deal. We're all prone to mistakes and failures. We all have sin. This is not something that today, especially, we get to point fingers like, oh, so-and-so did this. No. We all sin. We all have hurt God. We all have messed up enough that we probably deserve for somebody to get mad at us every once in a while. And why do I say that? Because we all have room to grow. None of us here today can say, I'm good to go. I don't need to work on anything in my life, right? Funny jokes, Ryan. Yeah, there's a lot of things I can work on, right? Now, we've talked about how we can stretch our faith by making a new habit. That was last week, right? And so we talked about how that habit might be reading our Bibles. It might be hearing from God. It might be taking time to pray. It might be taking time to figure out how to love other people and kind of put up with their crap just a little bit more this week, right? Like trying to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more kind. Today we're going to explore how we can stretch our faith by letting something go. Hey, Mike, I forget. Did I put a slide of kind of the commitments that we did last week? Yeah, I did. I forgot. See, I made this yesterday, and I already forgot what I did. So last week, I asked you to make a commitment for this week. And if you weren't here last week, it's fine. Just pay attention. Just think about what fits for you. And that commitment was choosing, one of these things or more of these things. Some of you checked a whole bunch of boxes, and that was awesome. But showing up means just coming to youth group, ready to listen and learn, and just be here, be part of what we're doing. Choosing to follow Jesus is either for the first time or because you've kind of faded away in your faith and you want to choose to follow Jesus more. Loving God is choosing to take steps towards loving God more. Loving others, choosing to grow in your kindness, choosing to grow in your patience. And then asking questions is sort of I'm not really sure where I'm at in my faith, but I'm going to do my best to ask good questions. I'm going to do my best to figure out why the people in this room want to follow Jesus. Why does Jesus matter? Why does the Bible even matter? Let's figure this out together. So I want you to think about which commitment you made last week and keep that in mind tonight as we continue to talk about our bad habits. We've been looking at a letter written by a dude named Paul. Remember, this is the guy with the big transformation. The guy who's dedicated his whole life to torturing and killing and putting Christians in prison, to the primary leader of the Christian church. That's a transformation. That's amazing. And this guy wrote a letter to the church in Rome. He wrote about how we find salvation through Jesus and how God's gift of Jesus affects us not just in our eternity, not just after we die, whether we go to heaven or hell, but how we live our lives right now. We're going to read the first part of chapter 12, the same verse we've read the last couple weeks, and then we're going to finish that chapter today. So let's look at the beginning verses right now. It says, he said this, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." Key word here, transformed. Transformation. That's the goal, Paul says. Following Jesus isn't something that we choose to do once. It's not words that we say, sure, yeah, I'm going to follow Jesus, let's go, and then live your life the same way. Transformation means when we follow Jesus, he helps us be better. He helps us grow in our hearts and in our minds. He helps us learn what it looks like to love for real. Not the kind of love that's looking what it can get out of somebody else, because that's not love. But the kind of love that's selfless. The kind of love that puts other people first. The kind of love that is life-changing. Here's the deal. Only God can transform us. Only God can transform us. There's things we do to make that transformation easier to take place. Last week we talked about these habits, the habits that we could start doing, about how we can connect with God, about how we can start to help our faith to grow. Now we're going to look at what else Paul has to say about how we can stretch our faith. Here's what he said. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, "It is mine to avenge. I will repay," says the Lord. On the contrary, this is for you. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. All right, there's a lot of stuff there, right? Like, I'm sure there's too many things to focus on. Let me summarize a few things. Paul gives us a list of things that we need to let go of if we're going to grow in our faith. Here are things like being proud, right? Pride, thinking you're better than other people in one way or another. Being know-it-all, being conceited, being like, I know everything I need to know. I know more than you. Holding grudges, holding something over somebody's head, looking for revenge. Someone hurt you, you're going to hurt them back. Letting sin control us. These are the things Paul is saying that we need to let these things go. There's a lot of don'ts in this letter. Don't do this, don't do that. I don't know about you. I'm not a big fan of rules. I'd rather just do whatever I want to do. I'd rather just live my life the way I want to live my life. Now, depending on your personality, some of these don'ts might be harder than others. Now, maybe you think differently than me. Maybe you like knowing what not to do because it gives you clear directions. Now, maybe hearing all of the things not to do makes you want to rebel. It makes you like, no, you don't get to tell me what to do. I want to do what I want to do. Maybe, as I listed some of those things, you feel shame and you feel hopeless because you're already doing those things and you're not really sure how to stop. The problem with a big list of don'ts is that it can make us feel hopeless. It can make us feel like we're lost. Because when we're told all of the ways that we shouldn't talk, we shouldn't react, we shouldn't treat people, you might start thinking, well, what should I do? How should I respond in these situations? What if I'm hurt or angry or frustrated? How do I actually do good in those situations? Because let's be real, I don't want sin to control me, but how do I stop? I'm going to show you a clip from the movie Gravity that I think we can learn from. Dr. Ryan Stone, Ryan is a girl in this situation. I know, that was weird for me too. I'm just getting that out of the way. She's an astronaut on a spacewalk in Earth's orbit when a satellite she's repairing gets hit by a bit of debris. A piece of the satellite is knocked loose and sent spinning into space with Stone still attached to it. Her partner frantically tells her to let go or she's going to be launched deep into space and not be able to be rescued. It's terrifying, but finally she lets go. And here's where we begin the clip.
Mission Specialist Ryan Stone. I am off structure and I'm drifting. Do you copy? Anyone? Do you copy? Please copy.
That's pretty intense. I know, I got a little dizzy watching that too. I was questioning whether I should show the whole thing. I chose to anyway. I hope you're not too dizzy. Question. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, the premise here of being stranded floating in space, I think that's pretty scary for a lot of us because you're totally out of control. You're totally helpless. There's really nothing you can do. You see, if Dr. Stone wanted to survive, she had to let go of the thing that was sending her hurtling further into space. But when she finally let go, she found that she was desperate to find anything to hold on to, right? She just wanted something to grab, to have the comfort of knowing that she can hold on. When I first started working at a retail store, I worked in the food department, kind of put together little mini pizzas and stuff, doesn't really matter. But I developed a bad habit where every day for lunch, I would buy myself a pizza and some breadsticks and some pop. Sounds good, right? Why?
Because that's bad for you.
I was young. My body could handle it. I don't think it's bad for me. Why else do you think that was bad?
Because it was every day.
Because it was every day. And actually, the bigger problem is I spent money on that every single day. I don't know if you know this, but even the most cost-effective fast food is very, very expensive compared to bringing your food from home. That first month of that new job, my wife and I were going over the money we spent that month. And I had spent over $250 on lunch.
In a month?
In 1 month.
Oh my gosh.
I'd say that was a pretty bad habit, right? If I had kept going with that, we would not be in a very good place financially. But here's the deal. I can't just stop buying lunch because all of a sudden I won't have anything to eat and then I'm just going to go swipe the card and buy lunch again. And so what I did is I started packing lunch ahead of time. I replaced my lunch habit with something new. So instead of leaving myself stranded at work with nothing to eat, I created a different strategy that I began practicing. So I want to tie that in there. I'll get to your question in a second, or comment, whatever it is. Where she had to let go of what was hurting her first, and she was desperate to grab onto something else. Because when it comes to our habits, sometimes stopping doing something bad isn't enough. We have to replace our habits with something better. Because then we're still doing something. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, where did you work?
I worked in the food section at a Target.
Oh, well, in that case, you could have got something better.
I had a lot of opportunity to get something better, and I didn't.
I thought you were like working at a gas station or something.
Oh, no.
The pizza there is like one piece for like $3.
I did work at a gas station once upon a time.
Yeah, I was kind of
Like
confused.
if you get breadsticks,
The price and stuff doesn't matter. Either way, habit, I replaced it, yeah.
So what you're saying is you were too lazy to make yourself a lunch, so you had to go buy stuff.
Like I said, I had a bad habit that I needed to replace.
Was it Papa John's at least?
No.
Oh, that sucks. Papa John's is the best. What are you talking about?
You haven't been anywhere else?
So that's just one. I've had to deal with a lot of different bad habits over the years, but with this conversation, talking about bad habits, I've learned a little bit about faith. That if you want to grow in your faith with God, you might need to let go of something that's pulling you away from God and instead hold on to something else that's going to bring you closer to God. Yeah, Landon.
If you had the chance to go back in time and change that, do you think you would, or do you think you wouldn't because you think it's a learning experience?
I don't think I would, because I think it was only 1 month. I know people who have gotten locked in that bad habit for years before they're trying to change it. And at that point, I think a habit is harder and harder to break the longer you do it, right? And I think that's some of the struggle we're going to be having in this room too. Like I know you might already be thinking about a habit that you have that feels like it's already locked in, that you don't know what you're going to do if you decide to stop. And I want you to know that if that's what you're thinking about, if that's kind of the direction you think you might be experiencing, let me know. Let one of your leaders know, because we want to walk with you through that. You don't have to change your life in a day, right? All I'm asking is that you be thoughtful, that you be honest with yourself, and if there is something that you think might help you get closer to God, let's take one step. Let's take one step towards choosing to try and let go of the bad habit and choosing to try and grab onto something that's going to help you connect with God. That's all I ask. I'm not asking you to change who you are. I'm not asking you to change everything you do. Let's just be honest, and let's take one step. In the verse, Paul didn't just give us a list of don'ts, right? He said, let go of being proud, let go of being a know-it-all, let go of holding grudges, let go of looking for revenge, let go of letting sin control you. And in its place, Paul gave us a list of do's. He said, grab onto humility, being humble. Grab onto compassion for other people. Grab onto integrity, doing what's right even when nobody's looking. Grab onto peacemaking instead of trying to stir up trouble. Grab onto goodness. Paul wrote this letter because he wanted people to grab onto the good things that God wanted for them. I know it's hard for some of you to see, but God wants what's good for you. He's not looking at you saying, ha-ha, I'm going to try and make them as unhappy as possible. No, no, no. God's love for you is greater than anything. Now, you're not always going to be happy. You're going to have pain in life. But God has promised that when you turn to Him, He will always be there for you. Now, letting go of a bad habit isn't easy. I've had to push through a good handful of those. That's a pretty difficult stretch. On your own, it might be impossible. So it's a good thing you're not alone, right? It's a good thing that you have the people here at OHC Youth to lean on. This is one of those places where I want to remind you that you belong here. And I need your help to make sure every single person in this room feels that you belong here. And so if you want to see your faith stretch and grow, you can. Maybe you need to detach from habits that are pulling you down and grab onto new ones. Here's the main point. You can stretch your faith by letting something go. And so instead of giving you those same cards as the last 2 weeks to check box what your stretch, your commitment is going to be this week, and I still think that's important, absolutely. I want us to do something different. Hey Reagan, can you grab a volunteer to help pull that table out? Someone from the back. Just so it's less disruptive. And so what's going to happen is in just a couple minutes we're going to do our music time. We've got 2 songs today. And during the first song, I'm going to have you dismiss in rows to head over to that table. On that table are thick rubber bands. And so what I'm going to have you do is grab one of those rubber bands, any color, doesn't matter. Grab one of those thin markers, and on the rubber band, I want you to write what bad habit you might want to get rid of. Now, that bad habit might be what Paul talks about. And I want to encourage it to be one of these things, because this is what the Bible's talking about. Being proud, being a know-it-all, holding a grudge, looking for revenge, letting your sin control you. And then I want you to write an arrow and write which of these good things do you want to grab onto? Humility, compassion, integrity, peacemaking, goodness. It doesn't have to be one of those things. But maybe you need to let go of pride or anger or gossip or fear. And maybe you need to grab onto forgiveness or kindness or trust. This is a visual reminder for you. This isn't for me. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go around and say, hey, everybody, this is what I'm struggling with, right? That's not the point. The point is you have a rubber band that's stretchy, right? It's something that stretches to remind you that this is your stretch for this week. Be paying attention to what habit you want to give up and what good quality you want to replace it with. I think it's also important to try, if you're willing, to share what you're dealing with somebody tonight. Just to remind you that you are not alone. Question?
Could I put on something that I want to work on? Maybe that's not exactly like a bad habit, but like it's something that would like be good to remind myself of?
Sure, absolutely. You know, the goal here is it should be something to help you stretch your faith, right? And so it might be good. If it fits that, absolutely, go ahead and write that down. That's totally fine. And so I'm going to have you guys go ahead. I'm going to start the music. And I just want to remind you that no matter what it is you write on the rubber band, doesn't change how I feel about you. I still love you. I think you're great. I really do. You're pretty cool people. So I'm going to pray. I'm going to start the music, and then the front row, I'm going to have you guys head over to the table, and you can kind of take care of that first, okay? But after I pray, and the music starts. Cool? All right. Lord Jesus, thank you for the chance to get together and talk about you, talk about how we're going to stretch our faith. Lord, it's difficult to talk about our bad habits, because some of them, while they might be obvious, they're hard to let go. But God, I know the not obvious habits are even harder to let go. So Lord, I pray that you'd help us to bring the right things to mind, that we'd be willing to be honest with ourselves about what these bad habits are. Lord, as we create our reminder rubber bands tonight to wear, that you'd put on our hearts the things that we need to work on. Lord, be here with us. Work through tonight. Pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen. All right, first row, you can go ahead.
This is no performance, Lord, I pray it's worship. Empty words I can't afford. I'm not chasing feelings, that's not why I'm singing. You're the reason for my song. Put every voice. And I only wanna sing. If I sing with everything, if I sing for you, my losing. All I have is what I'll give. And more than a song that lasts a moment, I live a life of honest worship. If I'm here to sing, then I sing with purpose. All the praise, Lord, you deserve it. Now I only wanna sing. If I sing with everything, if I sing for you, my King, well, lift your voice. And I can't imagine why I would do this all for high, 'cause it's all to lift you high. Whoa. I count on one thing, the same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the waiting. The same God who's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. And yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Yes, I will bless your name. Oh yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh yes, I will. Same God that never fails will not fail me now. You won't fail me now in the waiting. The same God who's never late is working all things out. You're working all things out. Oh yes, I will lift you high in the lowest valley. Your name. Oh yes, I will sing for joy when my heart is heavy all my days. Oh yes, I will for all my days. takes. Yes, I will.
For all my days, I will choose to praise our God. Go ahead and sit down. Lord Jesus, thank you for the chance to worship you tonight, for the chance to talk about how we can stretch our faith. Lord, be with us this week. Help us to serve you. Help us to know you better today than we did yesterday. Thank you for all you do. Amen. So I do recognize that these rubber bands may not fit around your wrist, and that's okay. I want to encourage you, no, I know it fits some of you. That's great. I just know it's not going to fit everybody. Just carry it around with you as a reminder of kind of what your stretch is this week. Go ahead. That's good. You could also just write faith on there. That's funny. I got another reminder announcement. I'm still working on price and details, but for those of you who have not heard, Blitz has been officially re-announced, which is awesome. Now, those of you who don't know what Blitz is, that is our spring youth conference up in Duluth. And so what we do is we get on a bus, we drive up to Duluth, we stay in a fancy hotel, we go to a few sessions of with an awesome band, some awesome speakers, have some fun up there. It is definitely a riot. Question?
You also said
Not literally a riot.
You said that the leaders will also get a little time to sightsee with their group or something.
There is some free time. Yeah. So you work with your small group leaders to figure out what you want to do during that free time. I do not micromanage that. You are free to do whatever you want as long as it's safe. Levi. So I don't remember what the cost was. It was either $99 or like $120. And I don't remember what it was. I don't know what the price is for sure going to be. I need to still call the hotel. I haven't done that yet because I'm a lazy butt. That's not true. I'm not a lazy butt. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. I'm hoping to have a tentative price in the next couple of weeks, for sure by the end of February, just so I can start announcing that and get official sign-ups going. But it's April 23 through 25, and we'll figure it out.
Is it a different theme, or is it still like the plugging in theme?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. I did get a postcard from them that said, let's try this again, kind of like the wedding joke that people have been saying whose weddings got like canceled by COVID. And it was still plugged in then, but this is a couple months later. So, hold on, I'll get back to you. Noah.
So, for those of you who it's not enough for that band and the great speakers and stuff, there is a Caribou Coffee right next to the hotel. So, that might persuade.
If you won't come for the extreme fun and spiritual growth, maybe you'll come for the Caribou Coffee. That we can go to the Caribou together as a group. Come on. All right.
I already know experience of Duluth, like the springtime, even though it was like spring, almost summertime, and the lake was still like cold temperatures. Don't think about swimming. Avoid swim trunks.
Let me just say this. I will not encourage swimming in the lake. And in fact, there is no good place to go swimming in the lake near our hotel anyway. So if you did want to do that, you'd have to travel for it. Paisley.
You said that like you were a little bit disappointed, but I don't care.
We can swim all the way to Wisconsin.
You know what, Paisley, just for you, we'll throw you into the bay. No big deal. Hey, you were the one complaining. It's okay. We'll throw you into the bay. It's fine. No, Paisley, it's fine. Let's do it. We've made the decision.
Could we go swimming at the hotel, like during free time?
Yeah, I see no reason why not. Kale, did you have something? Hey guys. Did you have something, Kale? Okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah, Blitz is coming April 23 to 25. I spent way too much time on that. Moving on. If you want to buy an awesome T-shirt, it says OHCU with our sweet design. It's only $5. Bring your money. Hey, Jenny, what's up?
Yeah,
Question.
2 questions.
2 questions. Awesome.
So the hotel has a pool, right?
I think so. Yes, it does.
And for free time, you said we can do whatever we want.
I said you can work it out with your leader to decide what you want to do. So just to clarify, Ginny, if you want to go to Disney World, you have to figure out a way to legally get onto an airplane, because you cannot do that without an adult. You need to figure out how to pay for it, because I'm not paying for it. You need to figure out how to get your ticket to Disney World, because I'm not paying for it, and I'm not doing the research on how to get the tickets, because I've got a lot of work ahead of me to make sure Blitz can happen. So have fun at Disney World, Ginny. We're going to have fun at Blitz. Okay. Well, anyway, like I was saying, these shirts are the softest, most comfortable. Okay, we're moving on. Guys, let's head to your small groups. Oh, question now. Oh, yeah. So we are going to try and reschedule the sledding. I do not have a date yet. So we will try and sled again at Knox Hill. Forget about February 6th, because that is history at this point. We're working on it. I've got kind of a handful of busy weeks coming up, so it'll be a little bit of a scheduling fiasco, but we'll figure something out. So, all right, leaders. Small group questions are over there somewhere. The question got asked to me is there a leaders meeting afterwards? And my answer was, I don't know, I hadn't thought about it yet. So if you are actually free just for 10 minutes, we can catch up and we can just connect a little bit. I'd love to have a short meeting from 8:20 to 8:30 and just check in, see how it goes. If you have to run, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. All right, small group time. See ya.
Middle school boys, stay in this room.
Middle school boys, stay here. And your microphone's there.